Okay, so the next big thing to tackle is the software. Now, when we're doing production or recording, the big tool that we use for just about everything is the DAW, DAW. This stands for Digital Audio Workstation. Now, this is a broad term that means any software that's designed to let us manipulate multiple tracks of audio over time. So any professional audio software is going to be considered a DAW, and some not professional software would be considered a DAW as well, something like GarageBand. You can think of a DAW as kind of like your Microsoft Word, but for audio, right? Like in Microsoft Word, we have, the ability to write text. We can move text around, cut, copy, paste, add things, delete things, change the order, make some things bold, make some things italic. We have kind of equivalent things in the DAW program that you decide to use, and there are a bunch of different DAWs. I'll get back to that in a minute. So we have the kind of equivalent thing. We can, move things around in time, make this part come before that part, move it around. We can make things louder, we can make things quieter, we can make things sound different than the things around it. So it's kind of our main canvas for working is the DAW. So, like I just said, there are a bunch of different ones. What you're seeing here is on the screen is one called Ableton Live. Ableton Live is my personal DAW of choice, and typically what happens with people making or recording music is that you kind of pick one and then learn to master it and then stick with it for a long time. I have switched. When I first started doing all of this, I was using a DAW called Digital Performer. And I think I started using Digital Performer because that's what my teacher used. So it made sense. I switched. So I started using it. And then after a while, I switched to using Logic. And then after a while, I switched to using Ableton. So I have switched a few times. And the reason why someone would switch is maybe there could be a few reasons, but none of them are really crucial at this point. Early on, some features would be in some DAWs. Some DAWs could do things that other ones couldn't do. At this point, they can all pretty much do everything that all the other ones can do. It's just a matter of how it's laid out, what it looks like, what it feels like. They all pretty much have the same abilities, with a few notable exceptions. I still use Logic a little bit, so I bounce a little bit back and forth between Live and Logic. I use Logic because if I'm collaborating with someone using Logic, then it's easier to use Logic than to convert the sessions back and forth. That's really hard to do, to convert sessions between DAWs. A lot of the time, if I'm working on a film project, the film people like Logic because it plays nice with some of the video editing software. So I might use it for that. So I'm pretty comfortable in Logic and in Ableton. But if someone just said, go make something, I don't care what you do, then I'm going to use Ableton because it's just my go-to thing at this point. So let's talk about what to look for in a DAW, assuming that you haven't made this decision yet. So I'm going to talk about the things that we look for, which are actually not many, but there are a couple things that will separate the DAWs. So what to look for when choosing one, and then I'll go through kind of a highly opinionated list of uh, what the best known DAWs are really kind of known for. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But first, let's talk about what you're going to look for if you're choosing a DAW.